What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, here, as always, with my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. Today, we are joined by a special guest, though. We've got Jeff Lambert. He's the man over at Going for Two, the founder. He hosts Going for Two Live, and he's a contributor over at Fantasy Pros. You probably already knew all that, though. But, Jeff, welcome to the show. We're glad to have you on, man.
Yeah,
thanks for having me, guys. I've never done a fancy trivia show before where I wasn't the host, so this will be interesting.
Throw you on the other side. I'm excited. I generally don't do very well at Fantasy Horse.
Me neither.
JL's okay, so we're all setting the bar low going in, and it depends on the
less. Basically, we're basically the NFC East right now.
Yep, that is the perfect comp.
Who's the Washington football team? Who's having an identity crisis between the three of us?
I'm going with you, Simon. You just had COVID. You're going through a lot. You know, we made you quit, then you came back, and
you don't know who you are.
It's kind of like the wild card. They could be good. They've got the pieces to be good, but it could all fall apart very easily. I'll take it.
At the same time, you might as well just get the earlier draft pick, you know?
Yeah. We all sort of know the outcome, but there's hope.
What's up, Craig? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. And Jordan, glad to have you here as well. He said Red Powerade is anti-JL Blue Gatorade, so I'm rooting for him.
Yes. It is. It's my kryptonite.
Z2 says the boys. Yeah, the boys are back. And what's up, Front Yard fam and GF2 fam?
What up,
it's
Jay?
A full squad here today. And then Jordan says, wait, that might be code red. Jeff, can you confirm or deny? Is that code red?
It is actually Mios. It's a Deer Park water with Mios added into it.
That is the healthiest of all three options.
Man, Jordan, you look like an idiot now.
What an idiot.
My girlfriend gets mad at me when I call all things that you like put in water squirt. And she just gets mad at me if I call, any of those things that you squeeze like that.
Squirtsies.
If I ask for some water squirt, she thinks it's disgusting. But I don't have time to remember all the brand names. She buys the country cooking home Walmart HEB brand or whatever. So I just stick with water squirt for all of them.
Give me the water squirt.
And Jay, so watch the NFC East slander. And Z said Joe Mixon.
You know what it is.
Joe Mixon has caused me some heat this morning. Let's hear about it. Anthony said, sorry for being MIA, recently married. How dare you?
Not acceptable.
Just kidding. Congrats, Anthony. Glad to hear it. Hope it went well.
Congrats
on the whole Front Yard fam.
Seriously, congrats.
Damn it. I just said it without even Jay, you did it. You made it happen.
Front Yard fam.
I just said Front Yard fam, non-ironically. That's the first time Jay forced it. What's up, Kyle? Welcome in. You said, go Jeff, go. Sorry.
Did you almost say Josh?
I did almost say Josh. Jordan says the COVID vaccine is kicking his ass right now. Maybe I'm seeing things wrong. Yeah, that's probably it. Blame it on the COVID vaccine. I've been blaming everything on COVID for the past week and a half, so I think you can do that.
Makes things easier.
Now I'm gonna have to start doing chores again, man. Now that I'm allowed out of the guest bedroom.
Man.
You're gonna actually have to start streaming again and everything.
I gotta mow the lawn, do the dishes.
It takes a lot of extra breaks to say, you know what, I'm really, really tired. It's COVID thing.
Yeah.
3 years later, I'm really, really tired. It's COVID.
COVID.
Oh God, yeah.
I mean, it's worked for a year and a half now. It's gonna work for another year and a half, I'm sure. So
I have to go play Animal Crossing now, or this COVID's just gonna kick back in, man. Scott says Simon looks great. You look great.
Scott?
Look at you, Scott.
Oh man, that means
I was gonna
lot
say
from,
Josh looks really good today. Josh, you look like you got a new camera or something. You look on par.
I know what's going on. There's a window right in front of me here. I opened it up a little bit. I'm getting some of that natural lighting.
Nice D, that vitamin D.
I'm getting that D. I love getting that D.
Getting the D.
Yeah. Digress.
And we're saying Josh is fire. He's just coming in with the compliments for everyone. And Z2 complimenting your lid over there, Jeff. He loves your hat.
He is a sweet hat.
Yeah. No kickers.
No kickers. Don't tell Linda.
Goingfor2.com/GF store. You can get the hat. We got truck hats, we got flex hats, we got the whole nine.
Oh, yeah.
I might have to give me one of those. No joke.
What's up, NBA? Glad to have you in. And says, wow, 3 of my favorite people and Jeff.
Wow. Shane coming in hot.
Is this the first time Shane's tuned in? I feel like I never see Shane in the comments.
Shane's been in here. He's been in here. Yeah. He
saw Jeff was on, and he had to come in to harass him.
Come and throw his shade.
And Scott in here says, "See you tonight, Jeff. Man, you're getting around today." Or
you got a hot date with Mr. Fish?
Yeah, you guys got a date or something? Huh?
See you tonight.
He's coming on the show tonight. We got him in a fancy unicorn tonight.
Nice.
So
We've had a unicorn on the show. She was the best guest. We have not had Mr. Fish yet, but
I can't wait to tell our Scott Fish story from FSGA. Scott doesn't even know it, but I'm saving it for when he's on the stream. So
nice,
excellent impact.
I kind of like I want to know it now. Like, no, it's okay. We'll wait for Scott.
He's probably going to be.
That's perfect podcasting right there. A little bit of a teaser.
A little bit of mystery. Now Scott's like, I got to get on that show. I got to know what that story is.
And Jeff says, my boss is here. Best behavior. Yeah, usually Jeff's in the comments misbehaving, so hopefully he'll be nice today. And Scott said, Denny is in a constant state of triggered. Shane said, I'm just not Jeff.
Oh, Jeff, what'd you do?
You stole Trevor Lawrence
in our upside league.
I traded the pick though. I don't have Trevor Lawrence anymore.
I think you traded to Shane.
Yep, I traded back.
What are you complaining about, Shane?
Yeah, why are you mad?
Get out of here! All right?
It's the principle of it, guys.
He said the opposite. I'm going to stay off the shit, so he doesn't even know what it is. He goes, what happened? What stays in Vegas stays in Vegas. The first rule of Vegas, I can't even follow.
Shane says, thank you. It is the principle. And then Jay said, Mike has it now. I think they're just passing Trevor Lawrence around. Everyone's going to get a little piece of him before the draft starts. Guys, we've got a game of horse to get into. Before we get started, though, Josh, I know you always forget how to play all of our games every day. It's getting a little bit old at this point.
I put it together this time, and I still forget.
Literally invented the game.
So I'm going to explain the rules to you. And anyone who hasn't played along with us before in the chat, how Fantasy Horse works is it's a lot like the basketball game you played as a kid growing up, except instead of taking basketball shots, we are going to be answering fantasy and NFL trivia questions. Josh will pose a question to one of us. Let's say he poses it to me. I can choose whether I want to play or pass. If I choose to play and I answer it right, I get to hand a letter out to either Jeff or JL. If I get it wrong, I get a letter. If I choose to pass, let's say to Jeff, and he gets it right, I get a letter. If he gets it wrong, he gets a letter. We'll go like that until one person's left standing without having spelling horse. The losers do have to make a horse sound when they get eliminated. It's the rules of the game. We don't make the rules. It's just how it works. Okay, so we are ready to go. Josh, you're the host today. What is the order we are going to be going in?
Yeah, you know what? I didn't quite determine it, but look, this is how we're going to do it. Jeff, I want you to call heads or tails in the air right now.
Heads.
Heads? It's tails. So guess what? You're going last, Jeff.
All right.
All right, Simon. Heads or tails in the air. If you call it right, then you go first. It's tails. You go first. Let's go. We figured it out. Look at that.
We're in the right order.
I love how I'm literally never consulted on where I go in this game. Either Simon puts me immediately last, or Josh just figures out everyone else, and I'm just slot me in.
Guys, before we get started, if you guys are enjoying this so far, you want to watch some of our past games, some of our past mock drafts, make sure you go subscribe to us on YouTube at Front Yard Fantasy and follow us on Twitch at Front Yard Fantasy. All of our old videos are there, so you can go catch up on them, and you can make sure you never miss another live stream again.
Every weekday.
Every weekday, 3 p.m. Eastern. 365 Eastern is the time that we hop on.
365 minus weekends.
And maybe the occasional Christmas. I think we missed Christmas.
Yeah.
So mostly 365. Cool. We are ready then. Jordan has something for Josh. Says Josh looks like the guy that raises his hand and makes the teacher re-explain the math problem and then says, even though he doesn't quite get it.
Yeah, no.
That makes sense.
That is me. To be honest, except I wouldn't ask the question. I would just sit there and not know what's going on.
Okay, are you guys ready?
Oh, I love this little exchange. Scott goes, "Great strategy, Scott," and then Jeff goes, "Did you just tell yourself great strategy, Scott?"
Shane says, "Oh, Jesus, is fun." And then He's backing up a little bit. He says, I seriously love all of you. So much fun. Jeff
Walking
included.
it back now.
And then I think he did the math for us. We'll say exactly 261. That's what
I
we're going to
thought about doing the math.
Sounds like a perfect number.
I think it would vary from year to year, right? Depending on
I think
how
you'd
we
have to figure it out for a year.
Yeah.
Let's
oh,
do
well,
that.
that's besides the point. Let's move on to horse. I hope that's not question number one. How many days a year do we stream? Josh, are you ready?
I'm ready. And we're starting with you, Simon, I believe. Is that correct? Is that correct? Yeah. Okay. Let's just get right in there. Dive right in. Yes, exactly.
Right
before we start, Josh, do you want me to run the scoreboard?
If you don't mind, that would just make it easier on me.
Yep.
I need all the help I can get. All right. So, first question. It's pretty straightforward, I think. Which of the following players had the most receptions during the 2020 season? Was it Logan Thomas, AJ Brown, or Alvin Kamara? We got a tight end, wide receiver, and running back here. You see what I did there? It's pretty cool. It's pretty clever.
This is fun.
Jordan coming in hot saying that we cannot trust Josh being the full host. And I agree. I don't know who made this decision, but guess what? I'm here and you got to answer it, Simon, or you could pass it.
Or I can pass. I think I'm gonna play, and I might be falling for whatever trick you're putting in there, but I feel all right about this one. Also, Jeff and JL, just a heads up out of the comments in case we got some smart listeners that might know the answer. Doesn't matter for this one because I'm playing. I know Alvin Kamara didn't even lead running backs in receptions. That was J.D. McKissick, if I'm not mistaken, but I believe he was number 2. AJ Brown was in a low passing volume offense, and I just don't believe Logan Thomas got anywhere near them, but I could be completely wrong on that and misremembering. He did have a great season. I'm going to go Alvin Kamara. Maybe I'm falling for your trap. Maybe I'm just buying into like the narrative that he catches more passes than he does run, but we'll see. Final answer, Alvin Kamara.
He's locking in Alvin Kamara. He's not even giving you guys a chance to answer. What a jerk. What a jerk.
Good guess.
All right, I'm going to just break down the receptions these guys actually had. We had some great guesses, by the way. Well, first of all, I got to say, Shane said Josh is just the pretty face, and I agree.
Accurate.
That's really all I got.
And he's a resident shit talker. He's the best shit talker out of all.
I'm great at shit talking. Jordan said Logan Thomas. Anthony said Alvin Kamara. Tyler saying Logan Thomas as well. Jordan saying Logan. Logan Thomas had 72 catches.
Whew.
AJ Brown had 70 catches.
Oh,
and Kamara had like
83 catches.
Yeah.
Boom.
83 catches. Good job. I was worried, Simon, because you said something about J.D. McKissick in there, so I was a little worried about you going away from him.
Yeah, I thought there might have been a trick that like you were making me try to think it was Alvin Kamara when really one of these other guys had more, but because I know there was like a couple game stretch there, especially with Taysom Hill at quarterback, that he didn't have nearly as many receptions. So his totals are less this year than they have been in the past. But
absolutely,
I figured it still had to be him with the other two options given.
And just a quick update: J.D. McKissick was actually second with 80 catches.
Okay, he was second. So J.D. McKissick had second to Alvin Kamara. I thought he beat Alvin Kamara out. JL, you know what's happening. I'm throwing my letter at you. You got an H to start the game off.
Rude. You just want to hear my elephant noise.
Yep. Jeff, don't worry. I'm coming for you next. I just got to get JL on the board. Okay.
All right. Sorry, JL. You're starting with that H, but we're coming to you next.
I'll live.
You ready? You ready for that?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go.
Hold on. Anthony said Simon is my favorite host, but y'all do a good job, to be honest.
No, Simon's a great host.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I feel like you're just throwing us in there to make us feel like not make us feel bad. You could just say it. Just say what you want to say, Anthony. We're shit. All right. We're garbage. Simon's the only good one.
Literally take out that butt.
Yeah.
We got the blue on one side and orange red on the other side now. It was diagonals, but now it's looking like this looks like a house divided, like license plate or something. Except my shirt's literally a UGA shirt. Don't tell the Clemson fans. Don't tell Brady if he comes in here.
Oh, we wrecked Georgia.
Okay. JL's question, right, Josh?
Oh, yeah. Let's get in there. So, JL, it might be a somewhat similar question, but, which of the following players had the most rushing yards during the 2020 season? Was it Jonathan Taylor, Ezekiel Elliott or Miles Sanders? You can pass or play.
Jonathan Taylor, Ezekiel Elliott.
I think I could narrow this down to a 50-50 shot.
I don't think it's Zeke. I think we can probably take him out. I don't think he had enough rushing yards. But Jonathan Taylor wasn't great all season. So he might be Miles Sanders. I think I'm going to play this one.
He's playing, boys and girls. He's feeling confident.
I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor.
You going Jonathan Taylor?
I'm going Jonathan Taylor.
Locking it in.
Lock it in. I don't think it's Zeke. And I don't think it's Miles Sanders either. I don't think the offense moved enough.
Yeah. So we had some guesses in the chat. Tyler said JT easy. Anthony said I'd vote JT. Shane said Zeke. And Josh said Zeke. So it looks like it's a split between JT and Zeke. Is that what you were thinking, Simon? Or are you thinking more Miles Sanders?
I was thinking between JT and Miles Sanders. If it's Zeke, I'm going to be surprised, and it'll just carry on with the narrative that I think Zeke is being criminally undervalued going into next season, if it is in fact Zeke.
Regardless, that's true. That's a true statement.
That is a true statement. That'll just make it even more. I think JT and Miles Sanders had similar seasons, like didn't start out very good, finished the year strong. I could see them being the top of this list. I just don't know. I don't know who it's going to be. I would have guessed JT.
Elliott with one T.
Jonathan Taylor
is one L.
It's Elliott.
Jonathan Taylor. He was the right answer. He was the right answer. Good job. Ezekiel Elliott. Both Ezekiel and Miles Sanders had under 1,000 rushing yards, 979 for Zeke and 867 for Miles Sanders. They really didn't do a ton in terms of rushing.
Zeke did much better than I thought. Like that should tell you that perception, might be off from reality there, because I was expecting him to be below Miles Sanders.
And then Toby and Jordan also came in before the answer was revealed and said JT. So that's what they were thinking there. Zeke was the running back 9 last year. That's what Shane wanted to say there.
Where are you going with your letter?
Where you think, big boy?
Okay, I'll go ahead and give it to Jeff.
See, when we have a guest on, this is when the show gets interesting. JL and Simon, they love giving letters to each other. It's great. It's great.
I accidentally wrote Josh on the scoreboard, but I updated it now. It's so confusing because we call Josh Jeff. And
I'm not doing it today for that reason. It's just confusing.
Please don't. It will confuse me. Like you guys have already said, hey, Jeff. And I'm like, yes. Oh, okay, never mind. I was joking.
We were in the Roto Heat live stream yesterday, and they funny. Rick was just talking casually, and I was like half listening in, and I just hear him like casually talking about Jeff, and I'm like, oh my god, he's talking about Josh. I'm like, I'm so glad we made this a thing.
That was awesome last night in the Roto Heat chat live stream. That was funny when you came in jail. Anyway, Jeff, we're coming to you with your first question of the day. Are you ready?
Pressure's on. I mean, they both got theirs right, so now I got to be the one.
This never happens.
I know. A lot of pressure here, Jeff. Well, we're going to go for it. Which of the following running backs did not have at least 50 receptions during the 2020 season? Was it David Montgomery, Mike Davis, or Giovanni Bernard? Which running back did not have at least 50?
David Montgomery stands out to me because he's not really known as a pass catching back, where Davis and Bernard kind of are.
Remember, keep in mind, you can pass it. Yeah, you can play or pass.
No, I think I'm going to go with my original thought here. I'm going to go with David Montgomery. He was the one that stood out to me immediately that he didn't get the 50 receptions. I hope I'm right. That's what I'm locking it in.
He's locking in David Montgomery.
This one seemed tricky. As soon as I saw those names, I had the same exact thought process as you. But then it was like, wait, with Tariq Cohen out, did he maybe?
I was gonna say, I feel like
hit that. But I would have locked in Montgomery as well. I would have gone against that pushback thought. But man, I feel like there might be a trick sitting here.
And we have a couple people coming in the chat. Some people saying Gio's got to be the answer. Kyle saying Gio. Jordan saying David Montgomery. So he agrees with Jeff. Well, David Montgomery had unfortunately 54 catches. He had more than 50. He just kind of surpassed that. Mike Davis had 59, and Giovanni Bernard had less than 50, had 47 catches. Maybe a little bit tricky, but guess what? I'm sorry.
Montgomery probably played all 16, whereas Davis and Bernard were kind of limited for part of the season.
Yeah. Exactly. I'm sorry. That's where I come in. Hey, Jeff, I have a question for you. Very serious question.
All right.
Do you think that people like in the NFL don't go for 2 enough?
Yes, actually, that's that question once before, and I actually think they should go for 2 more often. I think I even read some kind of study that showed basically that the percentage wise that it's easier or better to go for 2 more often than it is to go for 1. So I think they should go for 2 more often.
Absolutely.
Everyone should go for 2 more often, I think.
I mean, it seems like statistically, if you can hit on 50% of 2-point conversions, you should go for it because you don't hit 100% of extra points.
Yeah.
Since you probably hit 98%, if you can hit 50%, I know the variance will increase in like game outcomes. But
yeah, I think the reason that my name kind of came up, I think it was 2015 when they first moved it back. They moved the extra point back. And I think the Steelers at the time had Ben Roethlisberger, AJ Brown, Le'Veon Bell, and they came out and said that they're going to go for 2 more often. They did in the first couple of games, and that's kind of where I got my name from. Like, okay, this is kind of being a thing, and then it ended up not being a thing. They went back to being conservative again.
Yeah, you're right. I do remember that. That was awesome when they were going for 2 all the time.
Was that how you decided on like you're building a brand?
It was kind of it was already kind of in the news talking about going for 2 all the time, and I didn't want to have the prototypical roto or fantasy in my name. It's kind of a brand murder, if you will, because I probably should have had that in there because it's kind of SEO things for Google, but I didn't want to have that. I wanted to be separate from everything else. So going for 2 just kind of came off the tongue, and it worked for me.
Yeah,
it's a cool name, and I love the GF2. Like your abbreviation is perfect. Like
ours is not so good. Ours is a porn site, apparently.
Yeah, we were never supposed to say that on Stream JL.
Whoops.
You do not navigate to fyf.com. This is your warning. Don't do it, especially
NSFW.
Especially not at work. Just warning you now.
Yeah,
eventually, we need.
If you do, his boss was watching or something.
Oh yeah.
Other Jeff,
these guys just got fired.
Yeah, Jeff Bell.
Kyle said, "I'm team go for 2
really
every
point.
time you score the first TD in a game."
I love this.
Because the Lions did that during the season in the CFL, just went for 2 on basically every TD. They made the playoffs. Jordan said he's going to be right back. He'll be right back.
15 minutes tops.
Okay,
Jordan.
It's my turn again, right?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Are you ready? I mean, the score is H to H to H. We're all tied up, boys and girls. Let's go. I'm excited.
Yeah, 1 round, it's all even. Roto Heat Sully, late to the party, but happy to be here. Happy you're here, man. Glad to have you.
Sully. We already were talking about
your comes in and says, not enough CFL talk here. Maybe you're right. I don't know much about it. But yeah, let's get more CFL talk.
The Child Football League? What is CFL?
Canadian.
Canadian, same thing,
Sully, I need your help. I need your help picking a team if I'm going to follow CFL. That's what's going on. We at Prize Picks, we're just going to start offering cricket. The cricket board is live, and so as I'm learning cricket, I just picked an Indian Premier League team at random, and I'm getting shit from everybody because I picked the 2-time defending champions, but I had no idea when I picked them. But what I'm saying is I'm a lifelong Browns fan. Just like let me have this one if I'm gonna pick the Mumbai Indians.
You're gonna bandwagon, yeah.
Let me pick a championship team for once.
That's their name, is the Mumbai Indians?
Yeah, the Mumbai Indians is the name of their team. And their logo's sick. It's like a multicolored cyclone. It's pretty awesome.
That's wild.
That's why I picked them.
I need to get into cricket.
Let's do it. Let's everyone. This is now a cricket podcast.
Yeah.
The rest of the
front yard cricket.
Front yard fantasy cricket.
I don't know where
don't go to fyc.com. It's probably also porn.
Probably. Okay. Tim saying cricket is the best, and Sully saying Winnipeg is my team, born and raised there. Well, now I'm mad at you. You stole the hockey team I grew up watching in Winnipeg. Took the Atlanta Thrashers, brought them to Winnipeg, made them the Jets. Their logo was cooler in Atlanta, anyways. You guys ready?
Yeah,
I'm ready. Simon, this one's for you. We're getting right in there. Do not go to fyf.com, please. And Simon, true or false? It's going to be a true or false one. All right. Okay. In a PPR league,
you spelled that wrong. It's
D-A-V. I noticed. At least I noticed it right away.
No one had to say it.
Davante Adams led all wide receivers in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season and had the best fantasy scoring year of his career. True or false, Simon? Let's go. What do you think?
It's the second part I'm not positive on.
You see "and" is capitalized, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's the second part
I kind of want to fix his name.
I'm fairly certain he was the number one wide receiver in fantasy scoring this year, unless my brain is deceiving me. I may still have COVID brain. That's what I'm going to blame getting them all wrong on. But I can't quite place how this year was with wide receiver scoring, like historically. I feel like a couple years ago, there was just this massive year where like the top 10 wide receivers were all better than like the number one from the year prior. I'm going to say true. He had a monster year. Aaron Rodgers had, I'm taking it and I'm saying true. Aaron Rodgers had like an MVP level season, and Davante Adams was the only beneficiary of that. I'm going to say true. Yeah.
Lock it in?
Lock it in.
All right. Well, Jordan came in and said true as well. Anthony's saying false, but he's playing the odds. He's not really sure.
I think it's true.
Well, Jale thinks it's true. Well, Davante Adams, he did lead all wide receivers in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season.
I knew that part.
And he did have the best fantasy scoring year of his career. It is true. It is true. Good job, Simon.
So you're going to be a man of your word, or are you going to make me a hoe?
I'm making you a hoe.
Coward.
Hey, I didn't say I was coming. I said next. I didn't say how long I was going after you first. I got to knock you out first, and then I'm going for Jeff.
Watch out. Toby came in and said true as well, and so did Sully. So they all had the right answer there. Good job, guys. Good job. Well, we'll get away from that one. Jale, are you ready for your question?
I'm ready.
All right, let's get right in there. You might notice a little bit of a theme. You know, I like themes once in a while. Every time. Maybe next time I'll go away from it. But true or false? In a PPR league, Alvin Kamara led all running backs in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season and had less than 1,000 rushing yards. True or false? You see that big N there, right?
I see the big and. Yes.
You're allowed to pass or play. We haven't had a pass yet.
Leads all running backs in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season and had less than 100.
Brady just got in here. What's up, Brady? How's it going? And then Brady's go Simon. Go Simon.
Brady, ignore the shirt. I'm not a Georgia fan. It just fits me really well.
Yikes.
Also, Josh, I just want to say whenever you put the word and or in all caps, it gives me like traumatic flashbacks to ECE 201 and all the logic gate shit that we had to do in college. Like these like horrible logic gate freaking puzzles. Like they'd be like pages long, like, oh, fill this out, make it do this. And just seeing the all caps is like making me like
what's that mean? De Morgan's theorem? Something like that.
I don't remember any of that from. I have an electrical engineering degree, and I have not used it once.
Doesn't even know the basic fundamental theorem.
You took the fundamental class with me. You know I don't know any of it.
We cheated our way through it.
That one class. Don't tell Clemson. They'll take away my diploma. What are you doing, Jale? Did you answer?
I'm going to take it, and I'm going to say that this is true.
You think it's true?
Yeah, I don't think he reached 1,000, and I know he led running backs. So I think it's the same assignment where I'm really confident in one. I'm pretty sure of the other one.
All right. Well, we have Jordan coming in saying true. Anthony also thinks it's true. Roto Eat Sully saying I missed the orange shirt memo today. However, I was actually trying to match our guest Jeff, so I was just being a nice guy. So whatever, Sully. Yeah. Toby said false. Brady said true, and Sully also said true. Well, the correct answer is true. He did not have 1,000 receiving yards.
Boom.
And he did lead all of running backs in fantasy scoring in 2020. True. Good job, JL. You guys both got it right there. And Jeff,
I go against. Pressure's
coming to you
on one more
next.
time.
A lot of pressure. Still a lot of pressure. True or false, Jeff? True or false? In a PPR league, Travis Kelce led all tight ends in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season and had the most receptions of his career. Is that true or false, Jeff? Is it true or false?
I'm gonna go. Oh, this is tough. Again.
Remember, you can play or pass.
Play or pass. Play or pass. Always.
I'm gonna go with my gut again, and I'm probably gonna end up regretting it. I'm going to go false, only because I know a couple years ago, Travis Kelce held the record for most tight end receptions ever for about an hour and a half, and then my boy George Kittle broke it.
Beat it. Yeah, I remember that.
About an hour and a half later. So I didn't hear any talk of him breaking a record this year, so I'm going to say that he didn't break his own record and go with false on this one.
That was exactly my thought process. Like, you just parroted the word for word what I would have said there, Jeff. I'm on your team here.
Are you sure?
No, sorry. I just lied. I just lied for optics.
Why you stop lying on live on stream, bro? Come on. Yeah.
It's the Mio.
All right.
Veteran Oakard in here with the hashtag Justin Tucker.
Ooh,
of course.
That's what it's about. That's what's about.
Yes. All hail, Mr. Tucker.
All right.
Glory.
So I'm just trying to see.
It says one of these has to be false. So false.
Yep. Josh is also saying false. Jordan's saying false.
That's really good reasoning, though.
We got falses here.
And Sully spelled your name wrong, but he's cheering hard for you because he wants to see us taken down.
All right. Well,
or he's just cheering for Jeff up there.
Oh yeah, he's cheering for other Jeff.
He's cheering for the host to win.
Yeah,
he did spell it wrong. So I feel like if you guys get a bunch of these wrong, then I win. So let's try to have that happen, right?
Can we make that a thing?
No, because I could come up. I could very easily come up with questions that I could make sure everyone misses. Know what I mean? Like if the host could win.
That's true.
Well, I thought of a game like this before. As long as they're 50-50 questions, it wouldn't matter, would it?
That's a good point.
Yep. Anyway, true or false? In a PPR league, Travis Kelce, you know what? He did lead all tight ends in fantasy scoring during the 2020 season. And he had the most receptions of his career this year.
What?
All of these true or false were true. I'm sorry to mess with you guys in that regard.
He had what? He had 145, right? Isn't that the number he had? He had 145, right? It was exactly the same as Darren Waller, if I'm not mistaken. I think they had.
No, I think it was actually less catches. Let me look it up.
Or they had the same number of targets. I remember I did some questions similar to this a couple weeks ago.
So he had 105 receptions, and 2 years ago he had 103.
Okay.
Wow. Still, Kittle has the record, I believe, for most receptions. So I think that's why we didn't hear anything about him breaking the record.
He might have broke
right?
his own record, but
he broke his own record, but did not break the overall record. A little confusing in that regard. Darren Waller, Darren Waller actually had 2 more catches this year than Travis Kelce ended up having.
How many targets did Kelce have?
They had the same exact amount of targets.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of. I knew there was something that was exactly the same. I couldn't remember it though. Ho, ho, ho. It's Christmas here now. All of us are in HO sitting down there through 2 rounds.
I feel like my ho is a lot weaker than both of yours. I've missed both of my questions.
No, all hoes are the same. Okay? All hoes are the same.
There are equal hoes on the show.
Oh, that's my favorite quote on the show in a while. I feel like my ho's a lot weaker than your ho. Oh, that's awesome.
Josh made a great point. Travis Kelce played 15 games this year. He played 16 games the last 2 years. And 2 years ago is when he set that record. So this was a really good season for Travis Kelce. It was also, it was a great season. Let's just put it that way.
Okay.
Anthony said he's trying to play and work at the same time. This is impossible.
Oh, God.
What you got to do is make this your work.
It might be yards, not receptions.
Yeah. Work full time by playing along in the comments. Yeah, I think Jay Wall said he's going to quit his job.
Kyle, I think that's true.
Kyle said, wasn't Kittle the receiving yards record and not receptions? That could be true. It just sounded I thought it was receptions, but that might be the case. We'll have to fact check it.
Thanks,
we'll send
Kyle.
We'll send it to our fact checkers.
No, that was awesome. That was awesome, Kyle. Thank you.
Totally,
Kyle.
I was at Halloween improv murder mystery party, and there was this one girl dressed up as totally Kyle. And I just went up to her and was like, totally. And she freaked out because people weren't recognizing her costume. And I was shocked. I was like, who wouldn't recognize Totally Kyle? That's like a integral part of my childhood. I feel like the Amanda Show. Killer costume. Anyone can steal it. You have my permission to steal that random girl's Halloween
Kyle's
costume.
Killer Lemonade. Super bad. That's super bad. I don't know how I remember that, man. Okay, anyway.
I watched like a couple minutes or not a couple minutes. I watched like 15 minutes of Superbad last night because we were talking about it the other day on the stream. And first of all, it holds up. And second of all, I got your reference, Josh, because I did watch that part.
Yeah. It's when he's talking to
both, and her friend.
Yeah.
Like, Jay and Kyle. Vodka. Jay and Kyle have no idea who Totally Kyle is. Your name's Kyle and you don't know who Totally Kyle is? Go to YouTube and watch Totally Kyle. Jeff, do you know who Totally Kyle is?
I do not. I have a feeling I'm probably older than everybody.
Age thing.
Maybe.
You've got to be within a certain age.
I
would say 24 to like 30. Somewhere in that range, I would say probably.
It's when the Amanda Show was big.
Nickelodeon.
Also, Jordan said, "Is this how you got COVID?" Unless I got it 2 years ago, then no. That was a couple years ago that I did that for Halloween. And Kyle said, "I'm on YouTube watching you guys." LOL. Okay, after the show, YouTube Totally Kyle.
Stop watching us. Leave. Unsubscribe. After the show, go watch Totally Kyle, and then come back and subscribe again.
All right.
Anthony says Josh totally called me old.
So rude, Josh.
I didn't call you old at all. You don't know what Totally Kyle is, you know?
It's my question. Here we go.
All right. Let's do it. Let's do it. You ready?
Are you ready?
All right. Let's go. All right. Simon, in a PPR league, there were 2 flex players during the 2020 season that were in the top 10 fantasy scores and played less than 15 games. Name one of these 2 people. They were in the top 10 fantasy scores and they played less than 15 games. Flex people. Name them. One of them.
Top 15 at their position or for flex players?
They were top 10 fantasy scorers, top 10.
Amongst flex players?
Amongst flex players. And they played in less than 15 games.
And played in less than 15 games. Less than 15. So they missed at least 2 games.
There was 2 of these guys.
That seems... I feel like I'm going to have like a big duh moment whenever I hear them, but I'm really... I'm going to give myself like 10 more seconds to try to think of one, stall for a minute, and if I don't, then I'm passing. But I have no idea. Yeah, I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass the JL.
JL. It doesn't look like he's happy. Do you have any idea who one of these 2 players might be?
I have a couple of ideas. I'm not confident though that I know which one.
It could be both.
Could be both.
Could be beef.
Could be beef. Top 15.
Top 10.
Top 10, not top 15. Can you read?
If you and Simon like that.
Top
15,
2020.
15 games, sorry.
So they played less than 2020 games, and they were the top 15 in 10.
Man, Dalvin Cook comes to mind. Tyreek Hill comes to mind. I know they missed some games. I'm gonna go with Dalvin Cook.
I'm gonna kill you, Josh. That's so loud.
That's so annoying. Humming Jeopardy is not your strong suit, my friend.
I muted him. Jail, what are you going with?
Dalvin Cook.
Wasn't even talking. All right, he's going with Dalvin Cook. So in a PPR league, there were 2 flex players during the 2020 season that were top 10 in fantasy scores and played less than 15 games. One of them was Davante Adams.
Okay. That name did come to mind.
I did think of him, but
we did have a few people guess Davante Adams in the chat. The other person was Dalvin Cook.
Yes.
Good job. Yes. Good job.
I thought Cook only missed one game. I thought he played in 15 games.
I just remember, I have Alexander Madison in so many leagues. I remember that he at least missed the one because I was super hyped that he was going to be a starter, and I think he.
What the hell's going on with you?
You missed two because I played DFS and I remember there was 2 weeks. The first week it was like Madison week. Everybody had him. Yeah. And the next time he missed a game, they were kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, you're right.
I fell for this last time. I'm not sure.
I'm remembering that too now, actually. Yeah. No, we had a lot of good guesses. A lot of people came in saying Adams and Cook. A lot of people knew. Kyle seemed to really, he got both of them, I believe. But Anthony was like, he's like, I'm out. Anthony's out. Roto Heat, Sully agrees with Kyle. Jordan said Adams. Jordan also said maybe Kelsey. Roto Heat Sully said the right answer. So yeah, we got a lot of good answers here. Good job, guys.
Guess I'm the idiot.
I feel like I knew like a couple guys that I was confident they all had missed one game, and so I wasn't sure who was gonna which one of them would have missed 2 games. I didn't think Adams missed 2, but.
Well, Jail, it's your turn again because I passed that question to you. So now it's up to you.
Jail, are you ready? You ready for this?
Jordan said he made a killing in DFS by fading Madison against Atlanta. Yeah. So he was on the other side of that one.
I'm sure everyone had him in their DFS lineup that week, right?
That was disappointing.
So Jail was on the other side, I'm guessing.
Not in DFS, but yeah.
And Kyle said, for the record, I'm at an H. Funny enough, the only question I've gotten wrong involves a Packers player. I feel like that happens all the time. You think it's going to be a layup with your own team, and then you just miss it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, Jail, we're hitting you hard with this one. There were 7 wide receivers during the 2020 season that had at least 10 touchdown receptions. Name 3 of them. Name 3 of the 7.
With at least 10. Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Okay.
Wait, that's a good question. There's a couple that finished really high that I'm not sure. I think it was mostly yardage, and they had like decent touchdown numbers, but 10 is a lot. That's a tricky one. I think I would pass it to me, JL. Do it, JL. Do it.
All right, I'll pass it to Simon.
Wait, are you actually going to pass it to Simon?
Yeah, I'll pass it.
Okay,
I'm going to pass it to Simon. We're having a good time here, boys. Simon, it's your question.
Jeff is just getting caught up in Simon and my spite
rivalry. The hate.
I'm going to go Adams. He had a ton. I think it was over 15. I think it was like 18 or something like that. I think someone said that earlier. Diggs, I just know he finished way up there. I was a little bit iffy on that one, but he was way up there. And then the third one, there's a couple of names floating around, but I'm going to go with Calvin Ridley as my third one. I think he had 10 touchdown receptions this past season.
Ridley.
So I'm going to go Adams, Diggs, Ridley.
Lock it in, Simon?
Yes, I'll lock it in. I'm not positive about the third one or the second one for that matter, but I'm pretty sure Diggs got it.
He's confident about Adams, though.
I'm confident about Davante Adams.
All right, so let me just go down the list for you guys. How about that? Davante Adams, he was number 1. He had 18 touchdowns. 18.
That's
nice.
the easy
18
one.
touchdowns. Yeah, that was the easy one. Tyreek Hill came in at number 2 with 15 touchdowns.
What a dingus I am. That was an obvious one.
Those are 15 for me.
Yeah. Adam Thielen coming in at number 3 with 14 touchdowns. 14. Mike Evans, Simon. Mike Evans.
That's all he does.
Wow, you didn't even get Mike Evans.
He basically just caught touchdowns all year. That's all he did.
That's all he did.
Are you even a Mike Evans fan?
I am the biggest Mike Evans fan. I don't know what happened right there.
Number 5 was AJ Brown with 11 touchdowns.
Oh, okay. I thought about him.
Yeah.
Wait, time out. So there's 2 left, and they have to be the 2 I said,
yes.
right? Oh,
yes,
God.
This is correct.
Oh, no. I got it wrong.
So number 6 was DK Metcalf.
No!
And number 7 was Tyler Lockett with 10 as well. They both had 10.
One right.
You weren't that far off, though, Simon. Calvin Ridley had 9, and Stephon Diggs had 8.
Okay.
So
that was whenever I was saying the player who had the super high yardage. I had a feeling Diggs might have been like just primarily yardage guy this year.
Yeah.
But I thought
I knew it wasn't Diggs because I think Gabe Davis actually led the team up until like the last couple of weeks, led the team in touchdown receptions.
Really?
Yep.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Fun fact, Diggs had the most receiving yards in the NFL last year.
Yeah, he had tons of yardage. That's crazy. Scott Fish guessed Adams, Hill, and Thielen, all correct. Scott
He didn't guess.
Let's go, Scott. Let's go.
Yeah, there was no guessing.
I think
Yes.
if it was past me, I had Adams, Hill, and AJ Brown because Brown I know missed a bunch of games and then still ended up in the top echelon of receivers.
Yeah, Jordan came in with the AJ Brown. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Yeah, go for it.
AJ Brown had 11. Kyle said he's almost totally wrong on that one. Simon,
totally wrong.
Category. Totally wrong.
Scott's calling me out. This might be the easiest one, and I don't think Diggs had 10 plus.
Simon.
God, it's the COVID brain. That's what's going on.
The COVID brain.
Blame it on COVID.
Yeah, you know what? I need to go take a rest real quick. I'll be right back, guys. I'm sorry. It just really messed me up on that one. Okay.
Kyle said Adams is the answer for everything, apparently.
Yeah, there's been lots of Devontae Adams today. Well, I guess I'm one letter away from losing right now. That escalated quickly.
Way too quickly.
We're all
from Christmas. Yeah, from Christmas.
I'm a horse with no
horse
E.
No,
yeah.
Sounds weird.
Jeff, you're up.
I'm ready.
You can finish me off with this question.
Yeah. I would love to see you. Okay, I'm gonna just ask you the question. Yeah, I almost said that. Simon.
I love
anyway,
you,
Jeff, we're coming in hot.
Thank God we have Josh.
Jeff, I hope you know about your running backs a little bit because you're going to have to pull some out of your butt here. There were 8 running backs during the 2020 season that had at least 1,000 rushing yards. I want you to name 4 of the 8. You need to name half of these guys.
All right.
So pass or play, remember.
All right, let me think on it. Let me make sure I can name at least a couple of them in my head and see if I can get to 4.
All right, cool.
So
that's what I would do.
You gave us 1 earlier in another question. You gave us 2 earlier. You've given us 2 of these guys.
Have I?
You've given us all 8.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you did.
At
least 1 because I think we talked about someone who had running back or someone who had someone. Maybe you gave us not 1.
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm remembering 2.
You got to get 4 of them.
Yeah, 4 is tough. That's what I'm having. I'm trying to go through my rankings in my head right now. I'm like, oh, he didn't play last year, so you eliminate Christian McCaffrey.
You gave us 1. You're right, Joe. Yep. Okay.
All right. So the one I'm definitely sure is Jonathan Taylor.
Yep. That's the one he gave us.
Yeah. Dalvin Cook is 2.
So you're playing this one, I'm assuming.
Yeah, I'm playing this one. Yep. I'm talking it out in my head here.
I'm going to go look at the questions. Jordan said pulling it out of your butt. Jesus, Josh.
Yeah, I can't help myself. I dig these holes.
Why am I having so much trouble with this one? It should be fairly easy.
Jordan also said we need Jesus.
I'll be honest with you, Jeff. Whenever I play any games, I need just like the NFL teams, just
and that's what I'm going through in the face. Through the division,
exactly.
Yeah. Right.
I just need to be like, oh yeah, the Ravens. Whatever.
Right.
Blah blah blah. Just to remind me of the team I'm forgetting.
Scott said, "Not every question needs to be difficult." Other Scott. throwing shade at
we got so many Scotts in here.
Too many Scotts. Good thing
Scotts, Jeffs everywhere.
I think
where's my other Simon?
Number 3, I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one, but I think Melvin Gordon. I think he actually made it in the top 12 for running backs, and I know he didn't score a lot of touchdowns. So I'm gonna say Melvin Gordon 3, and then my last one. Let's see. Going through the divisions again. It's got to be somebody I'm missing that's totally obvious.
Jeff, if you want to look at some teams real
I'm going to go
fast,
with James Robinson, Jacksonville. Those are my 4.
So who are you locking in?
I'm locking in JT. I'm locking in Dalvin Cook. I'm locking in James Robinson. Melvin Gordon is one I'm a little bit iffy on. Lock it in. Go ahead.
Locking him in?
Lock him in.
Locking him in? All right. Well,
I like the Melvin Gordon
go down the list.
I think you might be. I think you're right on the Melvin Gordon one. That I would have never pulled that, but now that you said it, I do think you're right. He had a sneaky good season.
He did.
Pretty sure James Robinson's definitely right.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty
sure. I'm definitely confident that maybe.
Pretty sure, definitely, whatever.
Yeah.
Scott said you can never have too many Scotts, and then he said, "I take that back. Yes, you can have too many Scotts."
I wonder what he thought of where he was like, "Oh, yep, no, probably definitely gonna have too many."
One Scott in particular, and he was like, "Oh no,
oh God, not him."
All right, so I'm gonna just go down the list. I'm gonna start with number 1, which is Derrick Henry.
Oh my God, how did I miss that one?
Yeah, that one's.
Yo, the amount of times I've played this game and just been like, I'll hear like the first, I'll be like, no,
that's the most obvious. You got Josh humming the Jeopardy tune. It's too stressful. People watching you think.
It's horrible. I hate people watching me think. Anyway, number 2 was Dalvin Cook with 1,557 yards. Good job there. Number 3 was Jonathan Taylor, like you said, 1,169 yards. Number 4 was Aaron Jones with 1,104 yards. Number 5 was David Montgomery with 1,070 yards. Number 6 was James Robinson. Let's go. Keeping it up. Number 7 was Nick Chubb with 1,067 yards. And number 9, the person after number 8, was Melvin Gordon, and he had 986 yards.
Oh my gosh, right freaking there.
He was, I feel like 14 yards off of a 1,000-yard season. Josh Jacobs actually was the number 8 running back with 1,065 yards. But man, it was as close as you could freaking get.
That was impressive. I thought you pulled it with the Melvin Gordon one.
I thought for sure, because I looked at the top 12 running backs, and I'm pretty sure he made top 12, but I guess he must have, had some points elsewhere because he didn't score a bunch of touchdowns, I don't think.
Yeah.
Right.
Guys, he had 9 rushing touchdowns, and he had a decent amount of receptions, 32 receptions.
Okay, you are now an HOR, Jeff. However you want to pronounce that. I'm an HORS, and JL is still a hoe. Guys, we are starting to run out of time a little bit, so we got to pick up the pace. We got to speed round through these. So what's my question, Josh?
All right, easy one. Okay, Simon. Here we go. In a 4-point per passing touchdown league, which of the following quarterbacks had the most fantasy points during the 2020 season? Was it Baker Mayfield, Derek Carr, or Jared Goff? Who had the most fantasy points, Simon? Are you passing or playing? I'm
going to play. I'm going to play, and I think it was Baker Mayfield despite the bad start. Once OBJ got injured or was out, he started clicking a little bit better in that offense, and I think Baker put together enough good games to lead this group.
Locking it in?
Yep.
All right. He's locking it in a 4-point per passing touchdown league. The quarterback that actually had the most fantasy points during the 2020 season was Derek Carr.
No!
Yes, Derek Carr. I was kind of surprised, actually. Baker Mayfield had 248, Derek Carr about 272, Jared Goff 239, Derek Carr 13th overall quarterback, Baker Mayfield 17th, Jared Goff 19th.
Wow.
Okay.
Sorry, Simon.
The ironic thing on this show is in my head. I know I can't prove it, but I've gotten all their questions right.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I know I can't prove it. I feel like anytime I'm in argument with Maria, it's the same reasoning. I'm like, I can't prove it, but I thought of it before.
I'm telling you,
I was thinking of doing that. I wanted to do the dishes.
I'm out. In my debut back in Fantasy Horse, I have already lost. It's between JL and Jeff now, and JL, you are up.
JL,
so you want to give us your horse sound, or you want to wait till
I already did it.
He did it. He did do it.
How did I miss it?
I don't know. I think Jeff missed it too. You might have to do another
rush through it.
I don't know.
I did a good one. I let out
two different
horse
When
noises.
Did this happen? We've been
literally
talking.
Went and nay. Like I did both of them.
Send in the car.
It sounds like your normal conversation with you.
Look what you made me do.
A lot of people liked Carr for that one.
Okay. John Luke, you are up.
All right.
All right, John Luke. JL, are you ready?
Yeah.
In a PPR league, which of the following wide receivers had the least amount of fantasy points during the 2020 season? Was it Jerry Jeudy, Nelson Aguilar, or Michael Gallup?
Oh, God.
The least amount of fantasy points during the 2020 season.
I don't think it's Aguilar. I'm going to take this, by the way.
Yes, sir.
So now I have to choose between Gallup or Jeudy.
And you are one letter ahead of Jeff at the moment.
I love the PGA commentator voice you got going on.
Yes, of course.
I'm gonna go
just getting
Jeudy.
ready for the Masters.
I know Gallup had a terrible season because I had him in so many leagues. I don't have Jeudy in many, but I'm pretty sure Jerry Jeudy didn't do much at all with no QB there. So I'm gonna go ahead and say
the
Jeudy.
Drew Lock disrespect.
You're locking in Jerry Jeudy?
Say I agree with him. But it's still disrespectful.
Jerry Jeudy.
All right, JL is locking in Jerry Jeudy. Well, Nelson Aguilar had a 185 points. He was the 34th overall receiver. Michael Gallup had 173.3. He was the 38th wide receiver. And Jerry Jeudy had 157. He was the 45th overall receiver. You are correct, JL. Sorry, Jeff. Well, you're going to have that S now. And, oh, man, you're one letter away from letting JL in this one.
I just want to get one right. I don't even care if I lose this point. All my respect. No one's going to my website anymore because I can't get a single one of these things right.
These questions are baloney. That's usually me. I swear we've had games where nobody got a question right. It was just getting questions wrong, and it depended like who passed better.
It's all about the passing sometimes.
I love Scott's comment. He said, "Got to be Gallup since this is horse." Am I right?
Oh,
almost wanted to name this like game Gallup,
but you're wrong.
I think that was thrown around.
Yeah.
Okay, Jeff, you're up.
All right, Jeff. Here we go. Here we go. You need this one, Jeff. You need this one in a PPR league. Which of the following running backs had the least amount of fantasy points during the 2020 season? Was it Chase Edmonds, Wayne Gallman, or David Johnson?
This feels like a trick. This one, there's one name in there. Just I don't know what you're doing with that name in there, Josh. I'm not sure.
You're so mean, Josh.
And if I wasn't
I
wasn't so hard pressed to get at least one of these questions right, I'd pass it. But I want to get one right.
The pride. Pride is never taken down a man.
Chance of getting this one right here because I didn't own a single one of these guys in any of my leagues, and I played like in 17 leagues, and I didn't own a single one. So I have no idea.
Honestly, that's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
You didn't have any of these guys.
You probably won.
Yeah. Let's see.
I don't know where I would go.
The name that stands out is Wayne Gallman to me because that just seems like the obvious choice. But then again, it's like a trick question. I feel like I am going to go with
Jason. I miss Simon's schoolgirl giggle on the show. That's the first time it's ever been described like that. But you're right.
I think Maria came in last week and was like, "It's just not the same without Simon's giggles."
I'm gonna go Chase Edmonds. That's my pick, and I don't have any conviction behind it. But like I said, I have to get one of these right, and if I get it wrong, then so be it. Lock it in, Chase Edmonds.
Locking in Chase.
Jeff's gonna hate us for the rest of life.
He's like, I'm never fucking coming back. Sorry, pardon my French. Damn it, you're gonna ban us again. Not that they ever have.
Pardon my French. Damn it.
Jordan said Simon looks like the guy that all the teachers like for absolutely no
100%,
reason.
100%
Jordan, I feel
accurate.
a little bit personally attacked because there is zero reason any of my teachers should have liked me. I was a nightmare all throughout school, but the vast majority of them did. And then JL looks like the guy that would argue with the teacher and be right about the question.
Classic. Actually,
all right, we all got it figured out. We all know who we are in class. Okay. Well, in a PPR league, which of the following running backs had the least amount of fantasy points during the 2020 season? The actual answer was Wayne Gallman. I'm sorry. It's Wayne Gallman.
Dude.
That was my gut. And I gone with my gut the whole show. And
you said it.
that's just
you
like
you.
It's just like playing DFS. I made the switch in my head, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go with this guy instead.
No, honestly, it seemed like no one in the chat said Wayne Gallman. Everyone was going either. It looked like the main consensus was Chase Edmonds right there with you.
Yeah,
and I think it's because Kenyon Drake was there, and he just was the main guy most of the year, so it makes sense. But Chase Edmonds actually had a pretty decently fine year. He scored over 30 points more than Wayne Gallman over the course of the season.
Kyle says, I don't remember Edmonds having any spiked weeks like other than week 2. I thought this was Edmonds as well. I thought for sure you threw Gallman in there as like the red herring.
And that's what I thought too.
Well, listen, Saquon Barkley, he missed the entire season. Wayne Gallman was like the starting running back for the Giants. So I don't, like maybe people thought a lot of people obviously thought he had a pretty good season, a decent season at least, right?
Kyle said, damn sorry, Jeff. Well, you beat me, Jeff. JL came out on top, though. Jeff, unfortunately, you are a horse.
Yes, I am a horse. I got
JL
now.
If you're down.
Brent needs some horse noise of some sort.
I'm not very good at horse noises, but I will try.
Whoa!
What? You're gonna say I'm not very good at horse noises? Then drop that fire. That was the best horse noise on the show.
Right?
Yet.
I thought he was just doing the, and then he came in with the Nay Winnie and just nailed it.
What?
Just nailed it.
I got an 8-year-old. I guess I got more practice than I thought.
Oh my god!
Woo-wee. Wow.
Fire horse
you should watch us try and do horse noises. That
Dale
was like,
literally almost even does like the elephant trunk for some reason. Like he sounds like an elephant. That was incredible, guys. Thank you so much for coming on today, Jeff. This was a blast. We're gonna have to have you back on again to come and enact your revenge on all of us.
I need to save face here and come back and do this again.
Josh, can you take that question down so we can see all the Twitter handles up there? Make sure everyone who's not following Jeff already goes over there and follows him. Where can everybody find you, Jeff?
You can find me on Twitter at Jeff Lambert 77. That's Jeff spelled GEOFF. Of course, the website's goingfor2.com. You can find the podcast. It's a podcast network now. We got 8 different shows.
Yes,
you can find it on YouTube at Going for 2 Podcast Network. So you can just search that. It'll come up.
Yeah, definitely check that out. They have incredible shows over there. Big fan of many of them. Yeah, there's one I'm not a big fan of, but I'm not telling you which.
Yeah.
I think he's in the chat, the one you don't like, I'm assuming, right?
His name rhymes with hay.
He-Man hay.
He-Man hay.
Okay, guys. Like JL said, they're putting out unbelievable content over there at Going for 2, and Jeff's the man behind it all. He's the founder over there, the Going for 2 man. So make sure you go give him a follow and follow all the stuff they're putting out there. And Jay wants to know, where's the live horse in Jeff's room? For real though, that's what he's hiding behind the bar. Damn it, JL.
Serving drinks.
A horse walked into a bar. What's that joke? The stupid joke. The bartender said, "Why the long face?" Isn't that like the classic horrible joke?
That's a good one.
I'm sorry. That's
a pretty good horse riddle, but I'll save that one for a future show.
We'll save that for the next time. For whenever Scott Fish is on, we'll also do a horse riddle and tell the Vegas story.
Does he like riddles?
I don't know. We're already saving something else for his show. Someone says great show with a great guest yet again. I agree. There was a great guest. That's the reason the show was great.
Most of them were bad.
Thank you again, Jeff, for joining. Josh, I know you've got something to say before we jump.
Trading. It makes fantasy fun. You know this, Jeff, right? Just trying to spread the word. Trade more, makes fantasy fun. Let's go.
On Sully's stream last night, he paused at the end of the show and he's like, "Oh, I have something to say," and he leans in and then he says something different. And Rick goes, "I swear you were about to say trading makes fantasy fun." And I had the same thought in my brain. I was like, "Oh my god, he's about to say it." I was like, "This is gonna be so funny."
I did too.
Jordan says a podcast with downside because Jay's on it. We're giving him a hard time, but they put together an awesome show over there. And Brady says JL collecting game show wins like they're infinity stones. And Jason, whoever keeps booking these guests deserves a raise. Agree.
There's an
absolutely fire.
We'll give you a 10 times raise. 10 times whatever you're getting paid now. You got it.
10? Let's make it 100.
Okay, 100 times. Jeff, thank you again. Any final words before we jump off?
No, just thanks, guys, for having me on. This is a lot of fun. I don't think this is my first podcast I've ever done during the day, so it's a little bit different. But yeah, definitely enjoyed it, guys, and I definitely want to come back on and I'll come with the fire next time because I was terrible.
You came with the fire this time. Don't.
I want to beat next time. I want to beat up on you guys.
Okay, guys, we'll be back tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern. If I'm not mistaken, we've got Jordan Richards coming on tomorrow. That should be another great day. We're going to be doing some tiers. We'll announce what the tier lists are tomorrow. So be on the lookout for that. We will see you guys then. Adios.
Bye-bye.
Love you guys.
If I can remember to hit the outro.
Hit it.
Thanks.